Me and Mr. Brown, we don't we don't eat a lot of sandwiches. Well, we like bacon sandwiches. Let's see. We like chicken salad sandwiches. Like fried bologna sandwich. What else is there that we eat? We don't really eat a lot of sandwiches, but there are some things that we do throw in there every once in a while. We'll even eat a peanut butter and jelly every once in a while. And I do love sliders. Just about any kind of sliders. And there's so many good recipes out there anymore for them little bitty sliders. We just love them. But our favorite is a Reubens sandwich. We just love them. And you can buy the corned beef in slices, already made and stuff up in the store. But there's just so many preservatives and stuff on them. But, and we have used them and we do eat them once in a while. Every once in a while, if we're out and about and we have to stop at a restaurant, sometimes we'll even order a Reubens sandwich in there if we know they're pretty good. So, this is a recipe for the Instant Pot. And it's easy, it's good, but even it being in an Instant Pot, it's going to cook for 90 minutes because it's a piece of brisket, and brisket is a very tough piece of meat. And to get it tender, even, in a pressure cooker, you got to cook it a while. But it comes out so good and tender. And I think y'all like the recipe. But like I said, it's easy steps. So we're just going to put 2 cups of water. You just put your brisket. Now that's about 3 pounds of the flat part of the brisket. It's about 3-pound piece cut off the end of the flat part of the brisket. And that's usually what they'll make corned beef out of. So there's 2 cups of water. And I've got a little beer here. And I'm going to put a bottle of beer. And it would be better with dark beer. Now, I don't drink beer, but I do cook with it. I make bread with beer. So, all the alcohol will be cooked out. So, it'll be good. And I've got 4 cloves of garlic mixed up. I'm just going to put it around in here. Of course, we all know that garlic is good for you, and it makes everything taste so good. We have so much garlic here on the homestead. I mean, we eat it on everything. We replanted some garlic. Mr. Brown went out there, I think a little over a week ago. Was kind of behind on it, and he planted all my garlic bulbs for me, and they're already coming up. So they'll go dormant this winter, and by next July, hopefully we'll have another good patch of garlic. And this right here is a tablespoon of pickling spice. And all it is, just what you would use if you're doing any kind of pickling. It's got the peppercorns, the mustard seeds, the bay leaves. So that's all that is, and it's a tablespoon. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it around in there. It don't seem like a lot, and if you want a little bit more, you can put it in there, but it's good. So that's all there is to that. You got your brisket, you got your 2 cups of water, your bottle of beer, and mine was just a little pony. But like I said, you need to really use a dark beer. Then I've got 4 tablespoons of garlic and a tablespoon of pickling spice, and that's it. I've got the top to seal right here. And I'm going to go down here. I don't know if y'all can see this. Probably not. Looks dark. Let me turn this just a little bit. Now, I'm going to go to manual. And we're going to go all the way up to 90 minutes, which is going to take a while. Because like I said, it's a piece of brisket, so it's got to cook a while. An hour and a half. You wouldn't think so in an Instant Pot, but there we go. It's going to be 90 minutes, and it'll start up, it'll pressurize, and then it'll start countdown. And then after the 90 minutes is up, I'll let it do a slow release on its own, and we'll be back after that. I can't begin to tell you how good it smells in here. The corned beef cooked in the Instant Pot for 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, it shut off, and I let it sit here for 15 minutes to get the pressure off by itself, manually. And I'm telling you, it smells so good in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this out. Now, I wanted to tell y'all, and I forgot. If y'all don't want to use a bottle of beer, or you don't have it, or just don't have access to it, you don't have to. You can put beef broth with it, with your pickling spice and your garlic, and that'll be just fine. You can put about 3 cups of beef broth in there, and that'll work. I've done that before too. Now that it's done, and it did shrink up a little bit, but this will make me and Mr. Brown several Reubens sandwiches. And what we don't eat tonight, I'll put in the freezer, and we can have it another night or two. But what I'm going to do at this point, now that it's done, and it's tender too, it is really going to, it's tender. I'm going to make just a little bit of a glaze to put on top. And all it is just a tablespoon of butter. Let's see, a tablespoon of butter, about 1/4 cup of water, 2 big tablespoons of ground mustard, and I put 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I'll just let it simmer for about a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit on top. And it does make quite a bit. I'm going to put this under the broiler. I'm going to turn my broiler on. I'm going to put it under the broiler for just a couple minutes and let that glaze really cook and really set up a good glaze on that. This is the mustard that I used. It is from Thrive Market's organic stone ground, organic kosher, and it's really, I love this mustard when I love to cook with it. I think I'll put just a little bit more. Now, I'm going to put it under my broiler and get it out, and see what it looks like. I'm excited. I put it under the broiler for about 5 minutes, and it's got a good glaze on it now. It's got a good scald on it. I mean, it looks good and smells awesome. I'm going to let this set for a little bit. I don't want to start cutting it up till it cools off a little bit. Let all them juices stay inside the meat. And when we come back, we'll make us a good old Reubens sandwich. Well, let's make us a good old Reubens sandwich, guys. And I'm telling you, take the extra step and make the glaze. It is so worth it. It is so yummy. So let's make us a sandwich. I got a little bit of Thousand Island dressing. I'm just going to smear. Now I've got, it's from Pepperidge Farm. I really like their rye bread. And this is a Jewish rye and pumpernickel. And it's really good for Reubens sandwiches. I'm going to put it on both sides. And I've got me a pint jar of my homemade fermented sauerkraut. And this jar, when I was fermenting it, I put a little bit of fennel seeds in it, and it has a really good taste to it. So I'm going to put me some, I got my pan over here heating up, maybe getting too hot. Swish my butter around a little bit. I'm going to put me a little bit of this corned beef. I want you to look at that. It's just falling apart. Look how pretty it is. And I've just been eating it. That glaze is wonderful. So I'm just going to put me a little bit of corned beef on here. And this should do me and Mr. Brown 2 meals. I'll make him a Reuben tonight with a side of fries or something. He'll be happy. I'm going to put me just a little bit of this sauerkraut on here. I love homemade fermented sauerkraut. It's just some of the best. And if you don't like sauerkraut, you're not going to like a Reubens sandwich, that's for sure. Now I'm going to put me a couple slices of Swiss. This is baby Swiss. And you can, Mr. Brown likes provolone. You can put provolone on it. That'd be good. Put the top on it, and I'm going to put it over here. If I can get my stove come back on. And I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to brown it up, and we'll come back and we'll taste it. Guys, I can't tell you. I think I'm in my happy place right now with this Reubens sandwich. I've not had one so long, and that's why I decided to go ahead and do it, because I was just craving one. But I want you to look. Just look at that goodness. It's so good. So guys, if you like this recipe, and I know you will if you like Reubens sandwiches, please give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And when you do subscribe, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you'll get notifications of the different videos. And I really like sharing this recipe. It's one of my favorites, and it's really good. So y'all come back and see me. God bless everybody.